that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to Platinum Explosion, the number one PlayStation podcast that successfully predicts when PlayStation events are going to happen and records and talks about them, and then they happen. My name is John Blight. Ashley Hobley is also here.
Hey, Dylan, excited to be here and excited to be right. You know, they fucked us again. But now we fucked them right back because we're recording. Anyway.
It's actually so funny, like, thinking about, like, because I'd edited it and then they announced it straight away. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Like, literally at the end of it, just being like, I'm like, yeah, well, they didn't do anything last week, so I reckon it'll probably happen this week. Because the week before I said, well, if it'll either be this week or next week something happens. And you know what? I was right, because I'm a god.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mark Cerny came out and released a 9-minute video officially announcing the PlayStation 5 Pro. Long story short, it is basically everything that had been rumored and said about it. However, it has set the internet on fire with, I don't know, it's upsetting everyone, I think. I don't know.
3 key things. Price. It's high. 2, there's no disk drive. Which every single story about this PS5 Pro has been said there's not going to be a disk drive. Number 3, there's no vertical stand. Those are the things that matter to gamers.
The vertical stands.
Yes.
That's what matters to me. All right, a quick breakdown of what it is. Especially for you, Ash, since you didn't watch the video.
I did not watch Mark Cerny. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. Come on.
Yeah, but you've had like 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it's been.
I just saw people getting angry online. I'm like, I don't need to.
So
teraflops, it means nothing to me.
Yeah, it means nothing to you. I went to bed early. I've been having a big week. I went to bed early. I think I went to bed about 8:30, went to sleep. Woke up, must have known it was around time. Woke up at 1:30 in the morning. Went, oh yeah, cool. Watched the video, went back to sleep. I was like, thank you for your luscious ASMR tones, Mark Cerny. I shall go back to sleep now. All right, so the video presentation certainly spoke of the key and areas the console focused on. So upgraded GPU. With PS5 Pro, we're upgrading to a GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. Advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides dynamic reflection and refraction of light. This allows the rays to be cast at double and at times triple the speeds of the current PS5 console. And AI-driven upscaling. We're also introducing PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, an AI-driven upscaling that uses machine learning-based technology to provide super sharp image clarity by adding an extraordinary amount of detail. The main reason, as I wrote on explosionhub.com, for the console seems to be to close the gap between fidelity and performance modes in games. Those wanting a smooth gaming experience have to lose some of the fidelity to play at 60 frames per second, and the PS5 Pro is targeting to allow you to play games with the best of both worlds. There are also some features like in Gran Turismo 7, where you could previously only view cars of ray tracing enabled outside of races. Thanks to the PS5 Pro, you'll be able to enjoy all the shiny surfaces while racing in the games. A bunch of games are getting free patches to take advantage of the PS5 Pro at launch, and these will have a PS5 Pro Enhanced label on them. The games confirmed so far are Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon's Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, The Crew Motorfest, The First Descendant, and The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. The PS5 Pro will launch on November 7th. Comes with a 2 terabyte SSD, a controller, and it costs $1,199.95 Australian dollar dues. And as Ash said, the stand and disk drive are to be purchased separately. So if you want all of that, it's about $1,300 dues. Pre-order start on September 26th. I'll get your thoughts as the person who this is. There's 2 sides of the coin, or nearly 3. I'd say there's there's 2 sides of the coin. There's a you're 100% not the audience for this, or you are. I don't feel like there's anything in between.
I think there is a third.
What's the third?
It's the people who thought this was going to be for them.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which I think is where most of the anger is coming from.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So how do you feel as the person who I definitely feel like this is not for?
I'm like, cool, you know, it's seems like it's super powerful, got more SSD, it's got those fancy buzzwords, The price is very high, but I know it's going to sell. I don't think it's going to do crazy numbers, but I think it will be. Obviously, they're selling it at a profit, so they'll be making money off this, and I don't think they'll be like, I don't think they'll be trying to get rid of them at any point. No, they'll have
I think we know the cost of making the machines is currently higher. They keep putting up the prices for things, not just PlayStation, a lot of places because
scarcity.
Scarcity driven by many factors around the world, war, disease.
Probably not going to be improved by the fact that like China has just been hit by that typhoon that ripped up a bunch of factories. So
it currently costs more for them to make these than it has previously. But they are definitely, the price point says we don't want to run on a loss on this.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine, personally. Like, I know sometimes it's smart business for a company to want to, like, when they launch a console, they choose to run a loss on the machine.
When they launched the PS5, they were at cost or subsidized, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it's important to get people into the ecosystem.
Yeah. But when you're making a product that is very heavily focused at is a
being
niche
higher end
product targeted at the people who have this sort of money and are willing to spend this sort of money to get let's remember what's called the Pro, like the high end top mark version of something.
Yeah, I know it's a bit, Pro as a word has been, dumbed down a little bit because there's a Pro iPhone or Pro Samsung phone every single year. But this is the high end, best thing until next generation,
Yeah. And I think that's, especially for me, where it comes from. I've seen people reacting to this who going, well, no one buying that over the Switch 2. I'm like, if it
was one or the other,
if that was your one or the other, you weren't the market for this. Like, it was never meant to be.
See, and that's the audience that thought this was going to be something they would want or would be priced for them to get, and it's not. It is high end, expensive, and really not a clear jump from the PS5.
But never was meant to be. And let's remember, you take it back to what the PS4 Pro was. I think the only difference between this and the PS4 Pro was at the time the PS4 Pro came out, the PS4
was like
it sounded
about
like a
to
jet
take
engine.
off. Yeah. Whereas now PS5 still very quiet.
Yeah, I think that the only difference between this and that is they both are definitely niche products that were supposed to be targeted at the people who want the best that they can get at the time. However, the PS4 sounded like it was on its last legs more so than the PS5. The PS5 currently,
we feel like we've barely scratched the
surface. I think that's the main problem. That people,
I think that is the main issue, is just timing. It just doesn't feel like we need the Pro right now. There's no software that is pushing the PS5 to its limits.
This is where it gets tricky. There is I agree on both sides. I don't think that we're at the level where we were, where something's pushing the hardware so much that it sounds like a jet engine about to take off, and that we need a console refresh. However, outside of that, the PS4 Pro also supplied slight frame rate increases, HDR, these sorts of things. That was the main. Like, outside of that,
which was a reasonable jump from the PS4 base model.
Yeah. This thing is made for people like me.
Who I see all these fancy numbers over on the PC. I want some of those fancy numbers on my PS5.
Well, yeah, kind of. When I play these games on my PlayStation, and I like the way I switch on the quality mode in a game, and I go, that looks very nice and everything, and I try and play it and go, that's disgusting, and then I switch it to performance mode because it doesn't feel like it runs like arse. Now, this is for people who, like me, who that bothers.
The very small minority of people who feel like extra frames make a difference, and also want to play it looking as pretty as possible.
Yes.
This niche audience.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's niche, but it's definitely niche. The audience for this is definitely niche. It's for the hardcore.
Yeah.
I think. And I don't think that's meant to be even in a gatekeeping sort of sense. Like if you don't want this, you're not like a PlayStation hardcore, because I don't even think it has to be in particular PlayStation hardcore, but it is those people who love to watch those Digital Foundry videos. And
yeah, it's a technophile, elitist.
Yeah.
You need to watch stuff on 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Need the disc so you can get the optimal presentation.
It's 100% everything that I need in my life. And yeah.
You're going to put a pre-order down, right?
Oh, 100%, yes. Like, of course I'm getting this.
Okay.
To me, like, pointing out things like, this only needs to improve certain games for me to feel like it's worth it to me, because I do get bothered by small things, and I have I put that Gran Turismo article example in my article as a reference point, because that's something that annoyed me. Like the fact that game, the only ray tracing you could see was in the fucking showroom, and you had no ray tracing on the cars during the races, the thing you mostly do. I probably talked about it on here. It was probably like, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter that much. It doesn't. Like, it doesn't affect the game. But it's still shit. Like, it's still an annoying thing. And it was still from the get-go, just a sign of the where the buck stops as far as the tech. You know? The PS5 can do the ray tracing up to here. This is currently what we can do. We cannot do it while the cars are moving. We cannot give you that 60 frames per second with the ray tracing. That was the limitation. And yeah, I know for most people that's not going to bother them, but for me it was like, well, okay, now I'm seeing.
I know you in the back of your mind, you know you're missing something.
I'm missing something because I know it's in the game, but segregated.
It's possible.
And I love some sexy looking ray tracing. All the shiny and reflective surfaces. Oh, good stuff. I'm thinking about something else like Alan Wake. Beautiful game. Stunning game. You can play that shit at 30 frames per second on the better looking version, or 60 where it doesn't look as good. Now, it still looks good, but I would prefer to play it at the best looking version at 60 frames per second. So it's niche. Now, I want to get my thoughts out on one thing in particular that I've seen thrown around a lot, and I just think it's absolute nonsense. And it's driving me up the wall, which is the idea that you could spend $1,199.95 and get the same level of performance you'll get out of this from a PC. And I'm just going to say that right now, bullshit. 110% utter nonsense. You could buy the graphics card, maybe, let alone everything else you need to piece together a PC that'll do the level that this shit does. That is just utter nonsense. So when you boil that down, is this overpriced?
Probably not. Especially when you've got this proprietary AI-driven upscaling technology that is not native to
potentially. And the thing is, and this is the downside of them. I don't know why they didn't. I've seen a few people point this out. Last time they announced something, they let Digital Foundry get their hands on it and talk about it first and do articles, because
they don't have one page.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's very weird. Like the fact they just had Mark Cerny talking. It's like we've
got the specs. We don't actually have a console. He's showing these fucking
side by side videos that people are watching in their phones in 360p, and people are tweeting out going, "I can't see the fucking difference." I'm like, yeah, because you're taking a shit while watching it on your phone. You cannot see a difference. Like the only way you can tell the difference is if you watch that video on a fucking 4K TV at 4K. Like, or else you're not going to have a single clue what the hell's going on. Yeah. And that's just another thing. But anyway. You could not get a PC for this sort of money, and I do think that long term, that the thing that may be the best part of this looking back announcement may be the PSSR, if that technology pays off, because DLSSR is massive in the world of PC gaming. Like that technology, or even AMD's FXAA or whatever, FXAA. All these AI upscaling technologies and stuff, in particular DLSSR, which is now in like its however many version of updates for that, is huge and a massive part of how people on PC gaming are able to run games at above 60 frames per second with things like ray tracing enabled because of technology like that. And without it, it just wouldn't happen for a lot of people's PCs. Full stop. It's a game-changing technology. So if PlayStation's is anywhere near that level, that could, in retrospect, be one of the biggest things that they've got
features,
going. And would 100% be something that they carry on from this to a PS6 or something. You know, like they would just build upon that technology and maybe that's even part of it. I mean, you get that technology into people's hands. They got play with it for a few years with their patches for their games on the pro version and whatever. They get to play around with that a bit more, and then coming into the PS6, people understand that technology a bit more on a console level. So I don't know. What else have you seen? What sort of reactions have you seen? Because I know it's not something you care about, but it's been all over the internet, so.
A lot of people angry about the price, which again I think is, I don't know. I feel like people were hopeful that there would be like a slight upgrade and were wanting to get it for some reason.
This is the part that confuses me the most. I don't understand. Like the prices, pretty much what I would have guessed. And for anyone who's saying for less, what did you want? Like what?
If it was going to be less, it would be less of an upgrade.
Yeah. And to put this in perspective, I want to point something out because this is something that Buddy also pointed out in the chat recently. I can't remember which one, but because I completely forgot about it. I was like, that's a good fucking point. Xbox literally has a Series X that's up for pre-order this week, I think. Up for pre-order this week. I know it's a special edition console or whatever, but the special edition part is basically that's a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
A 2 terabyte Series X costs $999.
Exactly the same as.
It's the exact same console. It's 2 terabyte. It's $1,000. So you're going to tell me this 60% more GPU compute units, whatever the fuck that
isn't
means,
worth an extra $200?
Yeah, that's my point. Like I don't like. Look, and I'm not arguing it's not a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's just timing more than anything else.
Yeah,
obviously, you know.
I understand the world sucks.
Inflation, inflation, money, costs everything. Yeah. This is not a need. You do not need this product.
You do not need this. This product is for people who have the expendable income or
and it's okay
to,
to make products
for people like that.
The way the internet was like, it was like, fuck you, Sony. How dare you give me the option of buying this thing? The audacity to think you could pull this off.
I found this other. I was reading this article this morning. This is on GameIndustry.biz. Written by Christopher Dring. I just want to read the top part here. They write, every month on GameIndustry.biz, we publish data on accessories market. It's part of a monthly charts report. Now, these figures don't really get picked up elsewhere. Most of the media outlets seemingly primarily interested in how the games are performing and which console is on top at the moment. But it's there every month, and there is some fascinating insight to be gleaned from these numbers. For one, did you know that the PlayStation Portal, the handheld device that people can stream PS5 games to, is the number one accessory by revenue this year? Now, these are all UK numbers. Or that 2024's second most financial successful controller is the DualSense Edge, despite it costing over £200. Sony knows this. It knows all about its hyper-engaged fans who want the best experience possible. It knows what they can afford and what they care about. And it knows this group will be salivating at the prospect of the PS5 Pro.
Yeah. I mean, I tweeted, like, you know what was another thing?
About the Portal, yeah.
Yeah, do you know another thing that everybody said nobody needed and was overpriced? The PlayStation Portal. And it is done gangbusters and, like, I would imagine overperformed with what Sony wanted.
100%. And I'm still the person that said that thing was going to be shit from the get-go. I thought it was a bad idea that no one would buy it. 100% proven wrong. Never going to say anything wrong again. I still think that $329 RRP or whatever it is for that is high. And yet I paid it.
You paid it, yeah.
And I've had no regrets because I've used it a lot. So, like.
Yeah. I think the other interesting point that I've seen online that some people have pointed out is the reason Sony can set this price
is because they have no.
Is because Xbox has been doing poorly.
I think that's bullshit. I don't think that has any running fact on it. I think the fact that they've got $999 Xbox on the market up for pre-order proves that. I don't think that the consoles are there. I don't think it would affect the price too much.
Yeah. Agree to disagree. But yeah. I think them being able to sell at a profit rather than at base cost, at a loss or like at cost, does have a factor of Xbox isn't selling consoles and in fact pushing away from boxes in general. Plus all the Xbox games that go to PlayStation.
It's an interesting thing because Xbox's whole thing is just like buy one of our boxes and then we're going to get all your money for Game Pass subscriptions.
But also we want you to stream everything from the cloud. That's where we think this is going.
Yeah. But I mean, Sony's thing is to get people to play their to buy third party is like, well, now they're just going straight back to old school power, right? They're going, well, we like, I know there was like all these arguments about what's more powerful, Xbox Series X or the PS5 at launch and, you know, whatever else. But now they're just like, well, you know, if you do want the most powerful console, guess what? Now we've got it.
Yeah.
You know, inarguably. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, as another thing that I've seen pointed out, that list of upscaling games, nothing except Assassin's Creed Shadows is an upcoming game. All of those are previous games. Or backlog.
Yeah.
If GTA 6 comes out and says the best way to play this game is on PS5 Pro,
yeah, people will buy it
because it is not going to be able to not come to PC at launch. People are going to line up.
Yeah, and that is a rumor that's floating around.
I would be shocked if.
But the thing is, let's put it this way. Here's how it plays out. No matter what, GTA 6 will play better on the Pro.
Mm-hmm.
That's factual.
It's factual. You'll get the best experience of GTA 6 on the PlayStation Pro.
Yeah. Now, what we don't know is, are Rockstar and PlayStation going to play into that and make it a viable marketing strategy to sell PS5 Pros? Because if they do, it will increase sales like 100-fold.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really tied themselves to either console. Although, you know, GTA 5 was in the PS5 launch presentation from memory. So, I mean, if I was Sony, I'd be throwing money at Rockstar too.
Yeah, that would sell the console. One game would sell the console at that point. And it's not like hey, it's exclusive to the Pro or like here's some features exclusive. It could literally just be the game. We can only get this shit to run at 30 on the base PS5, and for a lot of people
on the base consoles,
yeah, they're gonna go, that's fine, whatever. I don't really give a shit. And then they're gonna say, but it runs at 60 on the Pro, full stop, bang, end of trailer. Like people will buy it.
Yeah,
that's literally, I think, all you would need.
Okay.
But outside of that, I don't think there's a game outside of GTA. I don't think there's a game that could sell it currently.
I think there's one game.
The game. What game?
If they put Bloodborne on, 60 frames per second.
Again, I it's like niche for niche though, isn't it? The Souls like what?
Your words, not mine.
It's a big audience, but I don't think it's anywhere near it's niche compared to GTA 6. Like GTA 6 is the mainstream gaming audience.
Well, GTA 6 is going to be the highest selling game in the next 20 years. So
yeah, exactly. So, but Bloodborne is you just get every Sony Sony fan to buy this thing that wasn't going to. GTA 6 is you get every gamer in the world to buy this shit. I think that's the major difference. But outside of that, I don't like it. This is again, like it is literally a niche box for the hardcore who want the best thing. You know, it's no different than anything else they put out right now. I really don't think when you boil it down, it's like the PlayStation Portal's for the PlayStation gamer who wants to be able to play the PlayStation in bed. Yes, it's expensive. Shut the fuck up and buy it. You want the DualSense Edge? Doesn't have a great battery life. Pretty sick fucking buttons though. Feels great. Guess what? That shit costs like $300 Australian, whatever it is. I can't remember. You know, you want them Pulse earbuds or whatever the hell they just put out? It's like $150. None of it's cheap, but no one ever says it's bad either. That's the thing. Like all their tech.
Yeah,
everyone's like, yeah, it's good, overpriced. Even me, PlayStation Portal, really good, overpriced. I don't even know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong all this time. Is it overpriced or is it just simply not consumer priced? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, does it's $329 probably for the tech that's in it? It's probably fine, like probably justified.
Yeah,
but it's not priced at a consumer.
Consumers are weird. Also, gamers are weird because the price of video games has been pretty stagnant for 20-something years. So, you know, they don't really know.
Well, we know what they're like. People that they also equate playtime to value and
all that kind of stuff. So.
Like gamers are weird bunch that 100-hour video game takes me 8 hours to finish. Like I saw people doing reviews of Astro Bot being like, well, I would have gave it like an 8, but I think it's only a 7 because once you 100% it, what's there to do? Like up until then, it's the best game ever. But replay value,
had the best time of my life. But then it was over.
So,
4 out of 10. The other big factor, discless. I felt seeing all those responses, I felt like I was going crazy. Because we've had like, I want to say 4 or 5 months of leaks. Every single time it's going to be discless.
Everything, I'm pretty sure everything in every leak was correct other than that it would come with a Pro DualSense. Was the only thing, which that could still turn out to be a thing down the road or whatever. But currently, all the leaks that everyone's been reading, just spot on.
So for people to be so surprised it's a discless console, it just blows my mind. Do I think that's shitty? Yes. Am I kind of happy that that's kind of the anger? There's an anger response around it, kind of, because it means physical media is still a big deal, and people still like to buy physical copies of their games. So people in physical media jobs, that's good news. But yeah, I think there was much bigger pushback than I was expecting. Like, I thought a fair amount of people were like Kieran and had moved 100% digital, but no. People are smart and make smart financial decisions and want to buy the games cheaper than on the PlayStation Store. So,
I don't think a lot of I don't think everyone going off about it really cares that much. It's just a jump on effect. I think the people who are super annoyed about that part and then taking into it, well, now I can't buy all my games that I buy secondhand or trade in from Eva Games and whatever else. I'm like, let's just take it back again to what it is. It's a very expensive product that's probably targeted at people who have the expendable income. And thus, probably those people are more likely to be part of the digital revolution, as you would call it.
Yeah.
Because they're more likely to just go, well, I'll just pre-order digitally. Who gives a fuck? They're not the people most. And again, even though I just said I'm buying this, the thing for me is I have a physical copy of Space Marine 2 here, right? Picked up that game, but most of the games I get obviously are codes. So I have a lot of digital games, and that's just simply because of Exposure Network and everything else.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, I'd have a lot more physical games. But I think most of the people who are going to have the money to buy this are also the people who are happy to not go, well, I could squeeze $20 out of this game, and then you trade it in, and like the Buddy Watson effect.
Yep. Yeah. They're like, no, I want it downloaded on my console by the time it hits 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
I will buy it online pre-order.
Yeah. Which again, I think is fine.
Yeah.
But like that's the total. I don't think the pro version of a console that costs $1,200 and then going, well, better make sure it includes a disc console for all people like who want secondhand games. Like those things just don't like. It's like buying a fucking Ferrari, and you know what I mean. I don't like just.
But they've still given you the option that you can buy an external disk drive.
Yeah, you still got the options. $80 or whatever. I think something like that.
You'll save that money on digital games in the first 12 months, probably.
But
so,
yeah, it's been interesting, is what I'd say. It's been I think everyone's been talking about this a lot more, and I guess because it's that thing. Maybe even I didn't take into account. Like when I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, the people getting excited about this reveal or news event are the people who, like me, who have already probably read all the rumors. We know what it's going to be. It'll just be confirmation. Cool, awesome. When's that coming out? When can we get it? But then I found out as the event happened that it was actually a lot more people who were expecting it to be something a lot different, or hadn't read the rumors, or they
thought it was going to be.
It's just that a tweet comes out that says there's a PlayStation event happening, and people jump on it and they see this. They're like, oh my god, I thought it was going to be the PS6 or the PS affordable, or I don't know. Yeah. I really don't know. It's very confusing to me. I've never gone into something with so much of it. I know exactly what this is going to be about. I don't know what, it's just very, very odd. It's the one I'm going to be more, the price. Like I was like, I would have set the bar was starting at 1,000 and only going up. Like there was no surprise at all. But when it's something like, let's say the Switch 2 event happens, that's where I'm going to go, what's the pricing here? Because the Switch 2
is unknown.
Family targeted audience, homes, the more general gamer, the more casual game. I think the pricing on that's a lot more.
I can guarantee you, Dylan, it's not going to be $1,000. No,
it's 100% not going to be $1,000. But you know what I mean? Like the pricing on that, I think, is a lot more interesting, and how people react to that would be a lot more interesting than the fucking premium PS5 console that is such a niche audience that I don't know why everyone's suddenly up in arms about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like this is the most defensive I've been a PlayStation in a long time, but this is just because I'm like, I don't get why everyone's so annoyed about this. I really don't get it.
Again, I think they expected something they could have, and it's something that they can't.
Yeah, which is okay. A lot of people don't actually need this. There's probably a lot of people out there who only play their PlayStation consoles like once or twice a year, and they're looking at this, and it's just that level of FOMO, like. Kieran, if he was like a couple years ago when he was worse with his money, he'd probably just buy this out of FOMO.
He almost did.
Yeah, exactly.
He was literally considering it.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no reason for someone like him to get it, because he plays a couple games a year on it, his PlayStation, and that's it. It's not for those people.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if it's for the people who play all their games on PlayStation. It has to be for the people who play all their games, all or most of their games on the PlayStation, and really care about the best. Yeah. It's like when I brought my car recently, right?
Yeah.
There's a base level model, and then there was a model up with a few more accessories and stuff, cost another couple $1,000, and then there was the top end model, and that cost like another like $8,000. And I got that one. Like the same car
does the same job.
Does the same thing, but it has like better speakers and seats and whatever, like all this other shit. Don't need it.
You can afford to have it though.
Yeah, it's a choice, right? I don't know how that's any different than this. I really don't know how that is any different to this. I see people going off about Michelle Obama's fucking earrings, saying that she shouldn't wear $800 earrings to the fucking debate. She should 100% wear $800 earrings to the debate. Yeah, Kamala Harris. Sorry, what did I say?
Michelle Obama.
Sorry.
Wow. Sorry. Wow, Dylan. All black people look the same, apparently.
No, I think it's because I was reading an article just before where it said that she got in trouble for this same sort of thing where someone went off about her like expensive earrings or something. But I'm like, why the fuck shouldn't she be allowed to wear $800 earrings? Like, oh, that's too expensive. Why would anyone buy those? I'm like, because that was a choice. She's a fucking grown woman who's had a massive career and is at a fucking debate
bestseller
and is allowed to
let her wear whatever she wants.
Spend her fucking money and buy whatever she wants.
Odds are she probably just loaned it. You know, that's how this works.
There you go.
You know,
yeah. I understand money's weird tight place for a lot of people, and not saying that I've got money flying around my ass, but like for people to be allowed to choose, like, and I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about the PS5 Pro. It's got grills though, so good for you.
Do you like the design?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah. Were you surprised they did it the way they did it, I guess?
The reveal event?
Yeah.
I am. As I said, I think flying out Digital Foundry and a bunch of other people a week prior to have them play it and play all these games, test the games that they announced, have them launch, put out the Mark Cerny video, and then say, hey, and then the embargo's dropping now. You're going to hear opinions from a bunch of people because they feel confident in it. And then a Digital Foundry video drops straight away, and they're like, hey, this thing's pretty fucking cool. We've done some tests. Like, you can see the improvements. Well, you know, like, I feel like that's how you should have done it. That's how they done it when they did I'm trying to remember what the fuck that event was a couple years ago when they talked about like performance and promos. And I don't know. Anyway, they've done that before, so I don't know why they didn't do it for this. Having Mark Cerny again just be like, doesn't it look so much better? And even I watch this shit on my fucking phone. As I said, I woke up at 1:30 in the morning and I'm watching it and going, I cannot tell the difference all these, but I'm just choosing to move on with my life and be like, I'll watch it again tomorrow morning on an appropriate device and setting. But like, I guarantee most people were probably watching this on phones and stuff, and that's the, you know, Mark Cerny's in a video like, as you'll see now. And I'm like, no, they don't. No one fucking sees shit. Like, what are you talking about? It's also a thing where it's a lot about feel, I guess, is also, you know, you're talking about being able to, it's like, oh, look at this footage of The Last of Us Part 2. Doesn't it look and feel great? I'm like, shit, I don't know, dude. Does it? Like, it looks cool. Looks beautiful. Last of Us 2, good looking game. That looks good. That looks like it's running at 60, I think. I don't have the controller in my hand. Like, you know? And I mean, I get some of the other criticisms and stuff like that where, well, not criticisms, but comments that's like, hey, Sony, you just put out Astro Bot, a game that's not going to play any better on this or anything like that. Fits perfectly into the world of Nintendo, right? It's a thing. Why don't you focus on more shit like that instead of putting out consoles like this? I'm like, you know, if I could pick,
I don't know. Astrobot's a very pretty game.
It's a very pretty
some extra ray tracing.
I mean, yeah, if they want to patch
you see all those gems like bouncing up in the air and shit.
It's true. I mean, that is a game where they literally just at the end of every level go, look at our tech, shit everywhere on the screen. You know, like, it's great fun. But yeah, I mean, I get this. Like, we should focus on this, but I mean, I guess the other thing is like they R&Ding, like their R&D for PlayStation would just be continually working on stuff. From the second the PS5 wrapped, they're working on PS6, right? Or what would eventually become PS6. So as they're working on tech and stuff, like, and they start working on something like the PSSR, then it's like, why don't we just put out a Pro model at some stage? I understand how these things come about, especially in a world where you do have people like me consistently complaining about the inability to have the best of quality and
both
performance.
worlds, yeah.
Like, for anyone who's ever had that thought, why the fuck, like, you have to sit there, and I've done it. Like, I've started a game, I've gone, started on quality, I start it, I'm like, looks good, and then I play a little bit and go, I can't, and then switch it to performance or something like that. You know, like, I've done that so many times.
I was about to say, yeah, like Spider-Man 2. Like,
you could, once you switch it to performance, even you could surely not tell me there's.
I mean, yeah, maybe you swing a little bit better.
And that's the problem. That is a game, and it's sort of a thing for the developers too, because they put so much time into shit like that, and they make these beautiful looking games, and that's something that they've got ray tracing and everything.
Now you'll be able to have all the puddles you want. You know?
Yeah, And then everyone starts the game, and then because apparently they know, and I saw other devs tweeting out that most people play like whatever the percentage is, like 60-something% or something. I think is the number I saw throwing out. 60-some% players play games in performance mode or something. So it's like they put all this effort into ray tracing, beautiful games, whatever. People start the game, go, that's nice. Performance mode, like
yeah.
I get it. I get why these things happen. If you don't get it and you go, I don't give a shit about that, that's fine. Just don't buy it. Like, who was forcing you? Like, if anyone's forcing you to spend that money, just give it to me. Like, I will happily take
ExplosionNetwork.com/Kofi.
Yeah. I will take your money. I'm fine with that. Any other thoughts?
Here's my, I guess, final question. Does the reaction the reaction change Sony's timeline for PS6?
I think.
Do you think it's further away than they'd be happy to push it further down the line?
I don't think. I think the console generation already got stretched out once COVID happened and everything like that. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah.
I think this is going to be one of the longer.
I think this is
PlayStation
definitely
cycles.
going to be one of the longest cycles, but I don't think that's anything to do with this console releasing rather than the world events. I think that's the main factor.
Well, I mean, if everybody was super excited for the PS5 Pro, maybe they would be like, oh, we need to get things out quicker. But they're like, no, this is a lot of money. Next time you release a console, it better be fucking under $1,000 or else we're not going to buy it.
Well, yeah.
They got to wait till the tech
hopefully
gets
by
cheaper.
Hopefully by the time the PS6 is out, the world's not in the fucking inflation. So
I don't like your chances.
If the PS6 come out now, it costs like $1,500 is the problem.
Probably.
Like, let's be real. But yeah, I'll be buying it. Looking forward to.
Also, you don't care about vertical stand, right?
No, I don't give a shit about it. Also, the vertical stand was still an optional thing for the other consoles. Like,
well, they got rid of the vertical stand in the latest round of the redesign of the PS5s, right?
The vertical stand's like this fancy vertical stand. Doesn't it still come with that dicky thing you can put on the side?
No, I think they changed it when they changed the design.
Oh, so you could just lay it on its side now, but to stand it up, you got to buy the stand.
I guess, or it's only designed to be on its side.
Okay.
Just build your own stand. Just get 2 bricks and stick them right next to.
You don't even get fucking phone chargers in boxes anymore. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, there's nothing in anything anymore. You just get the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are we talking about?
Just tape it down.
People are like, oh, I'm really shocked that my PlayStation doesn't come with a stand, an extra controller, a demo disc, and a fucking charging cable. No shit. What year are we living in?
Do you reckon it comes with a HDMI?
Fuck no. No, it probably does.
Probably. And it'll probably come with a charging cable for the DualSense.
Yeah, it probably comes with a Astro Bot.
And a power cable.
Playroom installed too.
Ooh, good deal.
Yeah, so this comes with a game. What are we talking about? Now, the question is, what do I do with my current PlayStations? I'll probably sell off my digital one, maybe. I think that's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what I do.
Well, I mean, which one do you currently use?
The most, the disc one.
Well, I would replace that one then. Because you're going to get a disc drive as well, right?
Well, yeah. I'll have to because I've still got some disc games. Like,
well, that one's going to be...
What if I decide to play Elden Ring? How do I play that?
Yeah.
How about Dragon's Dogma 2? What if I decide to rip the plastic off that bad boy?
Yeah. But yeah, you're going to get more trade-in value from this version, so...
You do?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay.
Check out Kevin Baruch's tweet where he...
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to trade them in though. Surely I'll just get more money. I'll sell to fucking...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Some shit like that. I don't need to... I'll just pre-order. I'm not gonna do a trade deal thing. There's no way you get that. No. Unless they do unless they announce they're doing like, I don't know, plus 50% or some shit like that.
Yeah, unless there's some sort of deal, or you could buy the PS5 Pro, put your PS5 in it, draw just 3 lines with some Sharpies, and put it back, return it.
True. Good point. Just get a saw out. I don't even know how those used. I don't know how saws work, but I'll just attempt to not cut my arm off and. All right, thank you for listening to this episode of Platinum Explosion. Let us know how you feel about the PlayStation 5 Pro. Will you be buying one? I'm going to assume
Why
no.
are you so angry?
Why are you so angry? Why does this console existing make you upset? I would suggest
it better not be. It's the fucking principle of the matter.
Yeah, I would suggest moving on with your life.
Just go play Astrobot.
Yeah, they'll chew.
Then you'll have something to really be angry about.
Only if you're doing the
fucking shape levels. Oh,
yeah.
Man.
All right, thanks for listening. Of course, we'll be back in. I can't remember. No, we already released an episode, so it'll be another 2 weeks. There you go. 2 weeks. 2 episodes, 1 week. Good on us.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
We're on top of things.